Sustainable Family Home.
I'm Xavier and this is my mother Mia.
It's lovely to see you all today. Thank you for joining us. So today's episode
is on gardening through the week, just like because you're not always going to be planting, just keeping your things alive.
Yeah, that's right.
What's happening daily.
So today is about maintaining the garden that we have been planting. And we're going to start by doing a little bit of weeding because this garden here has got in it just behind me. So we've got the marigolds, which when the frost comes, unfortunately, they'll die. But I like to leave them in as long as they'll stay because they look really pretty. Or maybe we should harvest the flowers.
The seeds, yeah.
Or we'll definitely harvest the seeds.
Hang on, Mum. Just let it drop.
Yeah, we'll let the seeds drop because we keep the seeds. But what we need to do here is we're going to weed a little and then we're going to put some extra mulch. Yeah, so the grass in here is all weeds. And then we've got some silver beet here that's been attacked a little bit by some slugs. So we'll need to put some slug pellets down.
Can I do that?
Oh, after that.
No,
so we're going to weed and then mulch. And then we're going to put on the special stuff for brassicas to stop the cabbage moth. And then we will put the slug pellets down. Yeah? All right. So let's start with the weeding. So we've got these two big ones here. You could probably step on the patch, yeah?
Yeah.
But
I'm busy weeding.
Busy weeding? Yeah. But what we're trying to do is see we've got all these seedlings coming up. So these seedlings here are rocket. So we're going to try and grow them. But
what are these?
They are kale. So they're brassicas. And that's what we're going to put our special dipel on to stop them from being eaten by cabbage moths. So we'll do a little bit of weeding. Yeah? All right. So, yeah, we'll keep getting the grass out.
So, why does grass grow everywhere?
It's a good question. Well, maybe because it's got seeds everywhere, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that's also a weed there. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Now, it's not looking too bad. Oh, this is a particularly nasty form of grass, this one. Oh, I've just pulled out some couch grass. Couch grass doesn't grow from seed. That grows by putting runners. And once it's in your garden, it's really hard to get out. So you've got to keep on top of that couch. So if you
what do you mean by runners?
Runners. Runners are when like a plant puts out like a branch or like a stem, and then it puts down roots from that stem. So that's a runner. And so couch grass puts out runners. Yeah. Oh. Get a few more of these. All right, and then I reckon maybe you could do some mulching. Yeah.
What is mulching?
Mulching. So in the bit where we've weeded, we're going to put a bit of mulch on top. Yeah. This is the mulch.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah, and just going to sprinkle it down. You don't want to breathe in. Oh, actually, be careful. You don't want to breathe in that dust that comes with the mulch because it can be a little bit dangerous. So you've always got to be careful when you're dealing with mulch. Some people even put a cloth around their mouth, which would be a good idea. So once you've weeded, yeah, you can scatter the mulch, or actually, just so that all that stuff doesn't go everywhere, you might just... You want to really heap it up. See around these two here. You want it really high up, like, 5 or 10, even 20 centimetres. So it's quite high around those seedlings, yeah? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh. job. And maybe if you could do it down along here. Oh, don't put it on the plants. Oh, and put it on the side.
Is that good?
Yep, that's great.
Can we just do something just fast?
You're nearly done? All right, so if I maybe a little bit more mulch along here. Yep. All right, now, good job, Zave. Xavier's done a great job. So we haven't quite finished all the mulching, but Xavier's keen to move on to the next job, which is the dipel. Oh,
Now, I've got a question from Natalie. She asked this question via Facebook, and she said, what form does dipel come in?
oh yeah, so dipel, I bought some along today. So dipel comes in a powdered form, and you buy it. That's the Yates dipel.
This is mixed with water?
Buy it from just your gardening store, and it comes as a powder.
Then you mix it with water?
Yeah, you mix it with water like this.
To create a highly toxic and poisonous spray.
Is it highly toxic and poisonous?
Yes.
No, it's actually just a bacteria.
Okay.
So you don't want to wash your hands carefully afterwards, but it's no problem.
Okay.
So what we're going to do with the dipel is we're going to get down a little bit lower, and you want to spray on top and underneath of the brassicas.
Everywhere.
Yep, on the leaves. That's right. Yeah, and then underneath the leaves. Yeah, good job. And then the next and the other one. So we've just got these two small kale plants in this patch, because this patch is mostly there's silver beet and then green herbs. So I've got some small rocket coming up there and some parsley along there. So good job, Xavier. Tasman's joined us. Hey, Tasman.
Taz, stop blocking the screen.
How are you going?
You know we're actually going live.
Yeah. All right. So then after that, that's enough.
Spray.
So there's some kale behind there. So that kale behind there is actually from last winter. That I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, but there's kale, and that. Do you want to give that a spray as well, Zave? But I don't think it's going to last too much longer, because it's been around since last winter. It lasted all the way through our very hot summer, Canberra summer, which was a real surprise. But yeah, we're putting mulch on the garden. Tasman, could you put some mulch over there? Oh, yeah. Good job. Now, Xavier. Oh, Zave? Oh, yeah.
Spraying this?
Yeah. That's probably enough, because that kale, we're going to harvest all of that. Probably after, it's going to rain tomorrow, so maybe next week we'll harvest all of that kale, and that'll be the end of the plant.
That's poison for all of those.
So then what we're going to use now is this multi-guard snail and slug killer, which protects snails and protects plants from snails and slugs. So it breaks down as nutrients for plants in the soil. Some people don't like using it. We find it essential when we've got small seedlings in the ground, because we haven't managed to control slugs naturally. But of course you can control them naturally. We just find this easier. So what we're going to do, Xavier, is just really lightly sprinkle it around, all around. See where all the, yep, just really lightly. Yep, that's it. Oh, good job.
What does it look like? Oh, it's just a bunch of grains.
Just lightly. If you put it all in there, so you can do it really gently, just a little bit. Yeah, that's it. So probably a few more up there. Yeah.
Right, I'm just getting the entire thing out.
Oh, hang on.
No, it's getting really hard.
Yeah.
Because not enough is coming out.
Yeah.
Sometimes even none.
So yeah. So Xavier's sprinkling these little pellets. They're sort of, they look like they're little red pellets, and they go all around the bottom of these plants here. When you have damage that looks a bit like this, I put that down to slugs. We have a lot of slugs in our garden because we've got lots of little places for them to live and hide. So good job, Xavier. That's about the right amount. Yep, all down there. Perfect. And so we're going to put this slug pellets down, and hopefully we won't see too many more of these holes in our lovely leafy greens. All right. And we've only got one more job to do in the garden today. And that's to take out the end, that'll do, good job, the end of our beans from the summertime, because getting ready for winter also means taking away your summer crops. So our beans are just down here. Tasman, you can really help with this as well. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Can you see?
Maybe we'll bring the
No,
we'll bring
can't
this down.
see it. Okay.
So we'll just bring us down. So these are our beans.
Okay, can you see them?
Yeah. Come into the middle.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it takes a bit longer to focus.
So do you want to explain what we're going to do?
We're just gonna pick the beans.
No, we're not even going to pick them. Come closer into the picture. So
I don't know.
I think we're just going to take the vine down because they're not producing anymore. And if there's any that we think might be good to save for their seeds, we could do that.
It's called seed saving. Oh,
Save
that's a
Taz.
good one. That's actually still.
Yep.
That's
Taz,
right.
do you want to help us find some to save the seeds?
Still like.
Oh, that's amazing that there's one there because I thought they were all gone.
And there's another one of them. For me.
All right.
That's
So we're going to take this down because it's shading our winter crops. Yeah. So do you reckon you could pull it out? Pull it down while you're eating it?
Hey, Taz.
Do you want to come and help, Taz? Oh, wow. Look at this one for seeds. So don't eat it. Can you show the camera?
If they're not green like this, then they're going to be good for seed saving.
No, it's a different variety. Purple.
Yeah, but if it's dull.
Yes, that's right. All right. So do you reckon we can put
your last step for beans?
Yep.
You never be too careful.
This is true.
I found some.
Yeah.
Ah, the 3-pack.
Another one?
I found the 3-pack one.
That's great.
Can I have some? No? These are taking up.
I think some are for eating and some are for saving for seeds. Because when they go all big like that, they're not that tasty.
One. You get to.
What's wrong? Here's one. It's not good for eating though. It's for seed saving. Because we haven't had good beans for ages from here. Aha! Here's a perfect seed saving one. So we know this is perfect for seed saving because see how it's dried on the vine and it's got some dry seeds in there. So we can save those seeds and next year you can plant them and they'll grow into blue lake climbing beans.
Look at this.
Another one. Oh, great.
Why don't you ever look in the right direction?
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get this all off. Good job. Yeah. Oh, Tasman. All right. So, I think we're just about done. But I don't know if you can see that behind the beans that were our summer crop, we've now got, you can see we've got some broad beans coming up and they'll have access to all that sunshine now. And then even behind that more, we've got some snow peas. And behind that again, we've got the brassicas that Xavier planted. I probably 2 weeks ago. How are those brassicas going, Xavier? Do you want to have a look? Good. Yeah? Are they any bigger
I'll
than
just
when
leave
we planted?
Applause.
Much bigger. All right. Well, I think that's all we've got time for today. So, is there anything else you'd like to add? Oh, can you jump down here with me? Just like
Yes.
What would you like to add?
Goodbye.
All right. Is there any questions or anything further you'd like us to look at?
Post it in the chat via Zoom or Facebook.
Oh, yes. Looks like there's a question there.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you get whitefly down there with your beans?
Oh, with the beans, no. We
Okay.
do have a little white moss. Oh, hang on, I'll show you on the actually it's on the brassica. Hang on. Is it this one? Sitting, it's like on the underside, and then when I touch them, they'll. Oh no, they're not. That's just scale. I did have.
What's this?
Let's just go. That's a dead fly.
What's scale?
No, Zoe might know. Do
I'm
we
just
get
wondering
white
what
fly
you-
down here?
What do you do with it, and what do you treat it in any way?
With the brassica,
Oh no, Zoe, with the white
No.
fly.
I haven't heard of whitefly in Canberra. We have cabbage white butterfly, which is the green caterpillars tend to attack leafy vegetables. And what Mia just showed us is maybe scale or aphids, which you can use a spray like a dishwashing liquid and soap spray, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just wash them off. Sometimes that is strong enough for them. Yeah.
Yeah. If we plant our brassicas too close, we have
Thank
trouble
you.
with aphids.
Yeah, aphids have been a trouble recently, but you do just get aphids in autumn. All right. Well, we've had some lovely comments on Facebook. So thank you to everybody who chimed in on Facebook and asked questions or just told us that you're watching. That's wonderful. I think that's about it for us today, but we'll be back every day this week. So it's been lovely to have all of you. And thank you very much to Mia and Xavier for showing us around your garden.
Thanks for
Bye.
joining us. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.